Hi there, this is Eshu. I'm the abbot here at Zenwest Buddhist Society. This Living Zen-podcast is just one of the many resources we've created at Zenwest to make Zen practice and training more available and accessible to people all over the world. Instructional videos, printable resources, and much, much more are also available on our website at www.zenwest.ca. If you're a regular listener, I'd love to hear from you. So please drop me an email at office@zenwest.ca and let me know who you are, how you got started, and what brought you to Zen. Everything we make available in person and online at Zenwest is only possible because of the support of our members and associates, people like you. If the efforts of our community are making a difference in your life, I'd like to invite you to show your support and take part in making it happen by becoming an associate or member of the Zenwest Sangha. You can do this by clicking the Join Us tab on our website at www.zenwest.ca. Thank you for your support, and thanks for listening.
This is the time in the proceedings every Tuesday night where we have a short Dharma talk. It's given by a priest or a senior student of some sort. The form is a little less formal, you could say, than when we're sitting. If you wish to reorient yourself and look my way, if that helps you attend to the talk, you're certainly welcome to do so. You can relax the formal hand mudra if you wish, and have your hands however you find more comfortable, if that works for you. I suggest you maintain a straight back. That's always a good idea, no matter what posture you take up. We have a number of people here for the first time, and I'd like to just extend a special welcome. It's great to see people coming and trying out new things. If you're not familiar with this Zen practice form, you probably noticed as soon as you came in that things are a little different. There are people in black uniforms, robes perhaps. You walk into this room, we have it set up, we call it a Zendo, a place to practice Zen. And we have nice, neat rows of mats. People sit just so. If you're moving around, squirming a little bit, you may receive a correction. Sit still. Keep your hands like this. Do this. When we're walking, we walk together. There's a lot of what we call form. This is formal Zen practice. And I want to speak a little bit tonight about it, because I think it's easy to misunderstand what's going on here. This isn't strict discipline simply for its own sake. In fact, this is fairly informal as Zen practice goes. We're seated right up against each other. When you come in, you're advised sit here, sit here, sit here, and so on. You'll notice that there are no gaps in the seating plan. We have a few extra mats here. Fair enough. If someone new comes in, they'll sit and fill up the next available seat. The whole form that we use is a time-honored form with a special, distinct purpose. specifically, having a well-defined set of activities allows us, and typically everyone else in the room, to see whether or not we are engaging with this form as per the understanding of how we behave. If we are daydreaming, for example, or lose our sense of being present here, engaging with what's right in front of us, when everyone else bows, we may not bow. When everyone else is walking in step, perhaps we're not walking in step. It becomes conspicuous to us and conspicuous to others. When Eshu Osho gave some corrections a few minutes ago, they were entirely in the spirit of notice what you're doing. Notice whether you are behaving in a manner that is harmonious with what is going on here or disharmonious. Why would we want to know all that? Often what comes up when we are not in step, either in step, physically in step, or disharmonious in some way, it arises through the habit that we may have adopted of doing things our own way. We like to be individuals. We like to pay a good deal of attention to how we distinguish ourselves from everyone else. In my experience, this arises to a great deal from our interest in creating a safe silo, you could say, in which we can live, or putting up some armor, some shielding around ourselves so that we can feel safer and more comfortable in who we are. If we have an idea, I'm this kind of person, I like this and this and this, and I don't like that and that and the other, I do this and this, but I'd never do that or the other. This persona that we have adopted, and which serves wonderful purpose of giving us a cohesion, giving us a sense of who we are, often, certainly in my experience, it is a limiting factor. It's a necessary stepping stone to a deeper maturing process. A process of maturation which probably takes a lifetime. I think in my case I feel like I'm just starting and I'm in my mid-60s. But this maturation does not discount our individuality, our need to feel that we are somehow unique and special. Not so much discounting that as seeing what else is there, seeing how that serves us in our life and how that limits us, how that insistence on separation leads us to dissatisfaction in our lives. This is a kind of a fundamental tenet of Buddhist practice, you could say. Although I hasten to add that anything I say, I would hope you just take with a grain of salt. The whole underpinning of this practice is that it's self-discovery, you could say. A practice in which there are guidelines. People who have gone before down this path may have some things to say, some advice to give, and so on. But it should be not taken on faith, not believed. There is no dogma, there's no book of rules, there's no thou shalts or thou shalt nots. There are guidelines to investigate for yourself, and if you find that they're useful in your life, you might want to adopt them. If you find they don't make sense, you're free to reject them. Nothing here is the sort of thing you should take notes on or try and remember. In many ways, my offering to you is sort of like the refrigerator humming. You can just allow it to happen in the background. You can watch your reaction to it. If there's something said in a talk that happens to resonate with you, that's fine. But it may not be the case. What we want to do is to use this support, this invitation to take up this straight, upright, relaxed posture. And just as our bodies physically are in this open posture, allowing whatever happens with our physical bodies to happen. When we get an itchy ear, we don't necessarily have to respond and scratch it as we might normally do. Just to be with all the physical sensations, be with all the mental imagery, the thoughts, memories, emotions that may arise, to notice them, to try and be present here, watching all this happen. Over time, people generally report a sense of calming down, of relaxation, especially once people get familiar with the form, perhaps not so nervous about doing something right or wrong or being out of step. Just to settle in, to use the, initially we advise using the breath as a way of focusing the mind on the present moment, right here. What is going on, just as the breath is coming in, to be completely engaged with it, and as it turns and it goes out, similarly to completely let go into the experience of breathing, perhaps in a way and with a focus that we may never have taken the time to develop before. And why would we want to do this? We may think that, sounds like a good thing to do. It'll be calming. Some people come here, they want to calm down. They have busy minds. Maybe they have difficulty sleeping. They're all revved up with things happening during the day, They just want a little peace and quiet. And that is available here. It's available principally as a byproduct of what we're up to here. And I think it's important to realize that there's a rather large agenda here, of which physical and emotional well-being are ancillary adjuncts, you could say. The deeper purpose is to really get down to the core of who we are, of how we relate to the world, and what our lives are about. You could say this, of waking up, this waking up to what is really going on. Developing the capacity to rouse ourselves out of the sleepwalking of ordinary, daily, habituated, kind of routine existence. Well, there's a lot to say and no time to say it. So, thank you for coming. I can't promise you anything out of this practice, but I've been engaging in it for a number of years now, and my experience is that it goes to the very root of who I am. And through this practice, not immediately, it's not a quick fix, but doing it over and over and over again, I come to a fuller understanding and a fuller vitality in my life, a fuller acceptance of who I am and how I operate within my own skin. It's literally transformative, and I welcome you in coming and taking the first step, perhaps, or maybe if you're here for the 100th time, taking the 100th step in this never-ending process of waking up to what is right in front of us. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Living Zen podcast. If you follow Living Zen through iTunes, I would very much appreciate it if you would take a moment to let me know what you think about it by rating or reviewing the podcast, so that new listeners can also hear what you have to say. Thank you for your time and for your support.